Well, hello, students, and welcome to another lesson here on Jay's Learning School. On today's lesson, I have the opportunity to teach you about phrasal verbs for driving. So, whether it's a car, a truck, or a motorcycle, you're going to learn various phrasal verbs for driving. Now, as always, I want you to pay attention because throughout today's lesson, I will have various quiz questions. I have about 3 or 4. And so make sure you're paying attention to each section. We're going to have a good time and learn a lot today about these verbs when it comes to driving. So let's get ready to get into today's lesson. Of course, when it comes to driving, there are many driving styles and actions to describe those driving styles as well. You have some people that drive fast, some people that drive slow, some people that drive carelessly or recklessly, and some people that can't drive at all. And so what we're going to do today is I have a good number of phrasal verbs that you can use whether you are a passenger or whether you are a driver. And when you are communicating in English, this will help you to describe those actions. So let's get ready. If you're taking notes, make sure you're taking notes and be ready to answer these quiz questions that I have prepared. So the first phrasal verb is back up. Back up. So when you're speaking in English, if you have to put the car in reverse, you say, I am going to back up, or I need to back up. And that's just simply putting the car in reverse. You may need to park a certain way. You may need to avoid something that's in the road and you have to back up. You may have missed a turn and you need to back up. And so you would use the verb when you're going in reverse in your vehicle. You would say back up. The next one is pull over. Pull over. She was pulled over by the policeman. I had to pull the car to the side of the highway because I heard a noise. Or I pulled over because I heard a noise coming from the tire. So when a person pulls over, it's either to the left of the road or to the right of the road, and they're getting out of the flow of traffic. And of course, when we talk about the flow of traffic, we're talking about the direction that the cars are going in that are behind you, the flow of traffic. So sometimes you need to pull over. Now, the left lane is for people that drive fast. And if you like to drive slow in the left lane, you need to pull over to the right lane. I cannot stand being in the left lane where I'm supposed to go fast and there's someone poking around, or being a Sunday driver. And you would describe a Sunday driver as someone who is driving very slow. Slow down. Okay. If you're speeding, you need to slow down. Or you might say, I told my sister to slow down. She has a heavy foot. So someone that has a heavy foot is someone who likes to drive fast. They put the pedal to the metal. Okay. They are all gas, as we say, and no brakes. And so you would say, slow down. When I'm driving, or no, when I'm riding with my wife, I have to tell her, girl, slow down. That's how you wear out the brakes. Quit driving so fast. Slow down. Slow down. I don't want to get a ticket. Okay. When I saw the police officer hiding behind the tree, I slowed down. Okay. Crash into is another phrasal verb. Okay. She did not slow down, and so she crashed into the car in front of her. Okay. She had a brand new car. Unfortunately, she crashed into the sign. So to crash into means, again, you collide with something in the road, and hopefully it's not somebody. Okay. Have you ever crashed into something? If you did, I hope you're all right. Crash into. Speed up. Okay. You're going too slow. Keep up with the car in front of you. Speed up. Or, I don't have directions. I need you to follow me. So speed up. Okay. So when a person speeds up, they are accelerating. They're going faster. Okay. They're going from 35 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour. Speed up. Okay. I sped up so I would not hit the chipmunk in the road. Okay. Speed up. Slow down. I think I just said this, but I like to tell people, look, slow down. As a matter of fact, some people say I drive like an old man because I drive so slow. Sometimes I do need to speed up. Another phrasal verb is break down. Okay. I hope your car has had an oil change so it does not break down. My GPS told me to watch out for the vehicle that was broken down on the side of the road. Okay. And so you have GPS apps that will tell you to be cautious because there is a car that has broken down. Okay. The traffic was held up, or there was a traffic jam because the car broke down in the middle of the road. And so when a vehicle breaks down, it stops working properly. Okay. Runs out of gas. Transmission goes bad. Have a flat tire. Or they were in an accident and the car broke down. I remember when I got my first car right after I graduated from high school, my car not only broke down, it burned on fire. I was coming out of Atlanta, headed down the interstate, and I noticed smoke coming out of the front end of the vehicle. I pulled over. The car broke down and went up in flames. Okay. The local traffic man, when he sees a car on the that has broken down or is in flames on the side of the road, he will say there's a barbecue, like barbecue, but there's a barbecue. Another phrasal verb that you can use is fill up. Will you please pull over to the gas station? I need to fill up. I am low on fuel. I don't want to run out of gas. I need to fill up. I have $20 to help you fill up the tank. Okay. It's best to be on full than it is on empty. So pull over and let's fill up. Here where I am, when I was out today running errands, I noticed that gas prices here are about $3.09 per gallon in US dollars. So if a vehicle holds 20 gallons, it will cost just over $60 to fill up. How much is gas where you are in your country? How much is fuel? How much does it cost to fill up if your vehicle holds 20 gallons? Let me know down in the comments section. Speaking of that, I did a vlog on my other channel about my daily activities today, and I'll leave a link down in the description where you can go and check out that vlog, and you can watch that and join me every day as I teach you English with my daily activities and conversations. Vacuum out. Vacuum out the car in order to keep it clean. So when you vacuum out the car, you just get a car vacuum cleaner or a house vacuum cleaner, and you suck out the crumbs or trash that has accumulated in the vehicle. I recently purchased a vacuum cleaner for my car and I keep it in the trunk. I can plug it up in the lighter and I can vacuum out the seats and vacuum out the floor. The carpet in my car is black, and so you can see dirt very easily. So, at least once, maybe twice a week, I take about 5 minutes to vacuum out the car. All right, here's our first pop quiz question for the first section. What phrasal verb can you use to tell a driver to accelerate? What phrasal verb can you use to tell a driver to accelerate? Make sure you place your answer down in the comments section. And I would like to say Ahmad has been doing a great job on answering questions, and Super M has been doing a great job on answering questions. Those are some of my star students. So I want to give you guys a shout out, and let's get some more answers to the questions as we go along. Drive away. If someone is angry at how you drive, don't flick them a bird. Don't curse them out. Just drive away. Okay? Don't hold a conversation. Just drive away. People are crazy nowadays. Many people don't have patience. Many people are not kind. People have road rage where they express their anger because of how you drove in your car or how you drive in your car. And so, in my opinion, sometimes it's best to just drive away. Leave that particular situation. Just drive away. Okay. Drive by. Can you drive me by the store? Can you drive me by my grandmother's house? Can you drive me by the church? Can you drive me by the library? Drive by. Okay. So when you drive by, you pass something. Okay. You pass something, you may make a stop, or as we say, you may make a pit stop, which is a brief stop to handle business. Drive by. Okay. We drove by the zoo. We drove by McDonald's. Drive by. Drive back. Can you drive back to my father's house? I left my jacket. Can you drive back to my job? I left my cell phone. So when a person drives back, they return to a destination that they just left. Look, if you left something, I am not driving back because it's over an hour's drive. Sometimes you have to tell folk, you better make sure you have all of your belongings because I am not going to drive back. And of course, your belongings have to do with your personal items. Do you have the baby's bottle? Because I don't want to have to drive back to the babysitter's house. Drive back. Or sometimes people just say, go back. Okay? Hit it. Now, when you're in the car and you want to get somewhere quickly, look, just hit it. Let's go. Hit it. Hit the gas. Let's move it. Okay. So this is another way to say accelerate. Now, this is not the answer to the first question, but this is just another way to say go fast. Okay. The light turned green. Hit it. Okay. Just hit it. Go. Another phrasal verb, drive off. So we talked about drive away, and you can just say, man, just drive off. Or sometimes we say pull off. Okay. Drive off. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's leave. Okay. If you're late, I'm going to drive off. If you're not here when I say be here, I'm going to drive off. Drive out. Okay. We drove out of the city before it rained. Okay. Drive out of the garage, or drive out of the carport. Okay. Now, a garage has a door that closes, and a carport is still open even though you drive in. Okay, so let's drive out of the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. Or let's take a drive out today. Let's take a road trip. Let's just go drive out today. Drive out. Another phrasal verb, drive up. Hey, drive up to the window. Drive up the street. Can I take the car out? I just want to drive up the street or drive down the street. I want to go somewhere. I want to go over there. I want to drive up. When you go to a restaurant, you may drive up to the window. Okay. Drive up. The police was waving for us to move forward or to drive up. So when you see the police officer go like this, they're telling you, come on, come on. They're saying move forward or drive up. When I got to the toll station, there was a line and I began to drive up as the cars moved forward. Drive up. Turn over is another phrasal verb, and you can use this when the car doesn't start. I pressed the button or the ignition, or I turned the key, but the car would not turn over. So sometimes you could hear the motor go, the car won't turn over. Okay. It may be the alternator. You may be out of gas, but the car will not start or turn over. It was so cold outside, it took 5 minutes for the car just to turn over. Okay. Or you could say there was a bad accident on the highway. 3 cars turned over on the highway. So the cars flipped. The wheels left the ground and the car turned over. And I hope that never happens to you. I've been in an accident where the car turned over multiple times. We were hit on the passenger side and the car flipped several times or turned over several times. And thank God I was able to just crawl out of the car. So all was well. Dry off. So when you wash your car, you want to dry it off. The bird pooped on the car. I had to wash it off and then dry it off. Or my child spilled milk and I had to dry off the seats. Dry off. Okay, here's the next pop quiz for the second section of today's lesson. What phrasal verb can you use to avoid a reckless driver? Now, the answer here could be 2 or 3 phrasal verbs that I used. It just depends on which one you choose. What phrasal verb can you use to avoid a reckless driver? Leave your answer down in the comment section. Now, if you remember more than one, leave both answers. All right, let's move on. Shift up or shift down. So when you're going up a hill or specifically a mountain, you want to shift down. Okay. Well, shall I say you want to shift up? Then when you're going down a hill, you want to shift down. You don't want the motor to not work properly. So usually there will be a downshift or an upshift. And going down the hill, I believe you downshift because you don't want to keep pressing on the brakes and cause the brakes to get too hot or to get stuck. And so when you downshift, the transmission goes into a low gear and the car can move pretty slow when you're going downhill so you don't have to use the brakes. Now, it's amazing when you're going up and down a mountainous terrain and you see 18-wheeler trucks. I try to avoid them because they're carrying all of that weight and they're going so fast, they have to shift down so they don't lose control of the truck. Okay. Shift down or shift up. Knock down. Man, that car almost knocked me down. She opened the door to the car and hit me in my backside, and it knocked me down. Okay. So to knock down, sometimes a vehicle can knock something or someone down. Man, he hit that sign and knocked it down. He was going so fast, you might say, when he hit the tree, he knocked the tree down. Knock down. Okay. Pull in. I stated earlier that you can drive up to a window or you can pull into a garage. Okay. So pull in and pull or drive up are somewhat synonymous, but you would say pull into the garage. Or look, there's no more space to park here. Just pull into the yard. That's how we say it. Pull into the yard. You can park on the grass. Just pull into the yard. Okay. You want to avoid wet grass so you don't get stuck. Pull in and park on the gravel. Pull in. Okay. So you could pull into a structure, pull into a location. If you're going to a soccer game and you're looking for parking, you'll see men outside or women outside with a sign that says parking $20. Just pull in right here. Pull in. So go a certain direction or pull in. Turn on or turn off. Will you please turn off the radio? It's not raining anymore. Turn off the windshield wipers. Okay. Skit, 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 skit. It's not raining anymore. Turn them off. When it's dark outside and another car is coming your way, you want to make sure you turn off your high beam lights. Or if you cannot see when it's raining, you may turn on your lights so you can see. You know, in this country, the police can actually pull you over and give you a ticket if you're driving in the rain and you do not turn on your lights. So turn on or turn off. It's cold in the car. Can you turn on the heat? Or there is frost on the window. Turn on the front defrost. Or I can't see out the back window. Turn on the rear window defrost. So turn on and turn off. Run over. Don't run over my foot. Okay. I swerved in the highway so I would not run over my neighbor's dog. Well, unfortunately, my cat that I told you guys about in some of my earlier videos died on this week. Sunday morning, I saw that someone ran over my cat. Oh, gosh. Oh. My cat's name was Birdie. And Birdie wandered off and wasn't quick enough to cross the street. And someone ran over Birdie. When I passed back by, the crows and the buzzards were eating Birdie up. Oh, it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. I mean, Birdie was a stray cat, and I started feeding her, and she started coming to the house. And every morning she would be sitting by my door, in the afternoon sitting by my door, waiting on me to feed her. And so I've never really liked cats, but I grew attached to Birdie. She started laying at my feet and looking up at me with those big, pretty cat eyes. And so for about a year now, I've been taking care of Birdie. Never let her in the house, but I started buying her food and taking care of her and keeping other cats away from her. And lo and behold, Sunday morning, I saw that someone had run her over. So I'm going to miss Birdie. I'm going to miss Birdie. So you want to try to drive the speed limit and pay attention so you don't run over someone's pet. Cut in. I get mad when people cut in my lane. Cut in. So when someone makes an aggressive move and they almost hit me, they cut in your lane or my lane. Okay. Sometimes I cut in other people's lane. I mean, sometimes you got to make a move and you just have to cut in or move real quickly into a lane to avoid hitting someone or to just make a proper or necessary maneuver when you're driving. So to cut in. She blew her horn at me when I cut in her lane. I'm sorry, lady. Roll up and roll down. Okay. When I'm in the car, I like to keep my windows rolled up. But when my wife gets in the car, she likes to have the windows rolled down. You know how some women are. They get hot. And what do women start doing when they get hot? They start fanning. And so she rolls the window down. And then I just say, baby, can I roll the window up? And so we're going down the street, windows going up, windows going down. And then this is what's funny. When I'm hot and I roll the window down, you know what she tells me? I'm cold. Can you roll the window up? So it's just, you know how it is in relationships. It's funny like that. And our last verb or phrasal verb for driving is cut me off. So a car can cut you off by cutting in your lane, okay? And keep you from moving forward or turning or even getting a parking spot. Someone can cut you off or jump right in front of you. And so that's how you would say it in English. She cut me off, okay? Or he cut me off when I was about to pull into that parking spot. So these are a number of phrasal verbs that you can use when you are driving. Let's look at another pop quiz question, and this should be the last one for today's lesson. What phrasal verb can you use? That's an error. Let's disregard that one. I didn't. That's from the last lesson. So we only had two questions today. Let's get a subscriber shout out. As always, I definitely appreciate all of our subscribers, especially those that are active in the comment section and actively watch the videos. Thank you so much. But I've had some new subscribers on this week, or especially since our last video, and I want to give a shout out to two of our latest subscribers. Here they are, Henry and Frederico. Certainly appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and I hope you are active in the comment section. All right, let's look at a recent comment that I had here on the channel. Now, this was a pretty good comment. I want to share it with you guys. Let me see. Let me get this right. Someone said, useful video, great explanation. And I responded, thanks for watching. Feel free to ask a question anytime. So thank you so much for the compliment. It really means a lot when you guys express your appreciation for the videos. I put a lot of hard work in, and sometimes I make mistakes like I did a few minutes ago. So I hope you guys don't hold that against me. But I put a lot of effort into these videos, and when you like the videos, that helps the channel out. When you share them, that helps the channel out. I'm going to stop asking people to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because if you're going to like it, you're going to like it. If you're going to comment, you're going to comment. And if you're going to subscribe, you'll do that. So I'm just going to stop asking because I don't want to waste you guys' time. And when you do take the effort to do those things, I want you to know I really, really appreciate everything. So I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you got all of the answers right. I try to answer all comments. And thank you so much for watching today's live stream. Don't forget, I stream as of the recording of this video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:15 a.m. So I hope you join me on my next lesson. Have a wonderful day.